Hi, I'm Sarah.
And I'm David. Let's talk about the Amazing Race 37 premiere.
Oh my God!
It's
We
back.
only get this show once a year now, so this is like so much more exciting.
Yes.
We're going to get into it, but first, if you're new to this channel, please click subscribe and give this video a thumbs up.
And you can support us on Patreon at patreon.com/nerdtainment.
We had our premiere.
We did.
We have 14
this was
teams.
14 teams, and this was the episode where we were going to discover who was maybe going to get a new draft team, because we had two teams that we didn't draft, and whoever
No,
whoever
I don't.
lost a team gets a team. Okay,
Yeah,
that's what we agreed.
We were gonna. No, I remember we were gonna discuss it. I don't know that it's a.
I'm gonna find that tape, Sarah. I'm gonna go back. It's on record.
Okay. Anyway, back to the episode.
They're starting at the Academy Museum.
Oh my God, it's our hood.
Yes.
By the way, when did they build that dome?
That's always been there. Have you been to the Academy Museum?
Never looked up. Yes.
Oh.
I've been there. It's a lovely place. Had no idea.
Did you cross the Barbara Streisand Memorial Bridge to go out and see the... Oh, you got to cross the Barbara Streisand Memorial Bridge and go out to the dome.
I'm down at the bottom.
No. You got to go to the top.
Like a peasant.
Go outside, and then you see that amazing view of the Hollywood sign.
Yeah, I watched live with our Discord, and I was like, "Hey, I live right by that mountain."
I'm like, right on the other side.
Yeah, you're looking at my neighborhood. I'm just like, right. Just go there. It'll take you about an hour, because LA.
Yeah.
But it's right there. Right there.
It's right there. But of course, Phil does the meet and greet. He tells them about the fork in the road. He tells them about, 2 eliminations at the end of this leg of the race. And of course, they're just bringing them all to Los Angeles to then send them to Hong Kong.
Of course. Yes. Very exciting to start to get to know these racers. It is always hard to recap an Amazing Race episode.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Especially in the beginning, we're like getting to know their names. Not everyone is going to be in the edit yet.
No, I had to go back to my draft documents so many times to be like, what are the gamers' names? Oh, yeah. Right. Okay, Jack and see, I still don't know. Jack and Carson. Something. Mm-hmm. We're still learning their names is the point.
Which, by the way, Jack and Carson win best social media so far.
I would love that.
I haven't even found everybody, but they have very funny videos. It's hard. I mean, let's pivot here for a second. Amazing Race, their PR is just sleeping. Like, they don't do any preseason videos anymore.
No.
And they're not even tagging the teams. I'm like, tag the team so I can follow them.
And they shot those preseason videos. They just didn't release them because I saw a local news interview with Jackie and Lauren, and they played a bit from their video. They're like, yeah, the preseason cast video. They played a little clip from it. So I'm like, it clearly exists. Why wouldn't they put it out?
Right. It is baffling.
Yeah.
Why we can't get more. But here we are.
Are.
So, yes, we are starting there. The 4 teams we hear from when Phil's like, hey, introduce yourselves, is the Brooklyn Brothers, the Gamers, Pops and his son Jeff, the Lumberjacks, and Lori and Scott. I'm just making notes. Or these are our final 4. Like, what is this? What is this for?
Interesting. I mean, it's definitely not any teams that are going to get eliminated in the first leg. Not in the first leg. Mm-mm. Yeah. But it's all about they're going to LAX. Sarah and I would get there lickety split. Jack or Carson, one of them was like, I lived in LA, so we're going to be able to do this easily. And indeed, they are in the first 4 because there's 2 flights, 4 spots on flight number 1, which is an hour ahead of flight number 2.
Yeah. Did you notice, this is just a local, the parking lot they pulled into?
Yes, of course I noticed.
I was like, that's not close to the airport.
No, you got to take a shuttle a long way.
I was like, where's that shuttle footage? Because that could have mixed things up right there.
I was like, is this some sort of integration with the parking spot? Because they got a lot of, they didn't have like a beauty B-roll shot of the parking spot sign, but it was a lot of like the cameras, making a point of like grabbing the sign as they were pulling into the garage. But yeah, there are much closer garages to LAX.
Yeah, I mean, they still probably had 45 minutes to an hour of travel from parking to getting to their gate,
right?
To
No,
the ticket
truly.
counter. There's still so much going on. Yeah. Anyway, okay, we're going to get there. We're going to get 4 teams on that first flight.
Yes. It's Jonathan and Anna, the married couple, Melinda and Erica, mom and daughter, Jack and Carson are gamers, and then Courtney and Jasmine, the dating nurses, are the first 4.
Oh my God. Am I allowed to say gamers? Because that's what I thought.
100%. That is, I mean, I'm saying gamers and gamers.
Gamers. That's what I heard when you said it. Okay. Never thought of that till now. Gamers.
Everybody else on flight number 2.
Everyone else is going to get to flight 2, and they're all going to be shocked. Like, what? Already? But yes, here we are. But 2 flights turns out not to be an hour apart like they thought. Oh my God, it's an hour apart, right?
Right.
Flight 1 is going to land 18 minutes late.
Mm-hmm.
Flight 2 is going to land 11 minutes early.
So we've erased almost half of that deficit now, just with the flights.
Mm-hmm.
But when we get there, they have to go see this giant Buddha. It's one of those great moments where they're just like driving through the countryside of Hong Kong, it seems. And they're just like, oh my God, this is beautiful. Soak it in, soak it in, soak it in. This Buddha statue is like incredible up on the top of this mountain thing. Yeah. And they've got to climb some stairs to just grab a clue that's going to send them to a ferry.
Yes. And then Phil said hundreds of steps. I was like, we
hundreds.
usually get a number. We usually get like 542 steps.
They only went up halfway.
Oh,
so, it's probably like, the whole thing is 600 steps, but we're only making them do 250. So
yeah. They were just like hundreds of steps to get that. Then they're going to run back down, and we're going to run to a ferry. Jonathan and Anna are going to head towards the ferry first and get really lucky.
They got really lucky because I think they had like 28 minutes, and the cab driver said they would take 25 to get to the ferry. They run up to that ticket counter, and she's like, emergency, emergency. I don't know what emergency you have to get on a ferry for, but they humored her, and they got on the first ferry, and the 2 of them started to form a narrative in their head of what their amazing race was going to be because they got on the 9 a.m. ferry instead of the 9:45 ferry.
They were like, very first leg, we get on this ferry with no one else. We have won the entire season.
No, the reaction was so much relief to be the first ones on the like, oh my God, I can't believe we did it. And they go out to the end of the boat, and it is a lovely moment to be in first place on the Amazing Race. And they're talking about their kids are going to be so proud of them, but I think they just got a little ahead of themselves in that. Well,
moment. They haven't. This is the very first. I don't think they know exactly what the race is yet, right?
Yeah.
We see it on TV, but when you're actually in it and you're on that ferry and you can't even see another team, there's no one there. You literally are like, we've won it all.
Well, yeah, and it's like
this race is so easy. We got it. We did it.
Totally. And that is a moment that we see on Amazing Race a lot where one team gets on the earlier flight or train or bus or whatever. And then that's a moment. So they're like, oh my God, we're having our Amazing Race moment. But it is quickly erased when they have to wait for a return ferry and they watch all of these other teams. Because now
go from a very high to a very low.
Second flight has shown up. They've gone to the Buddha.
Yep.
Jackie and Lauren are going to take a minute on the stairs because there's some trauma associated with stairs for, I think, Jackie.
Okay. Let's just stop right here.
Yeah.
When she says, I'm from Florida, or I lived in Florida and was running upstairs in flip-flops, I was like, girl, I get it. As soon as you say that to me, I'm like 100%. We are idiots in Florida, and I'm sure other southern states as well. We wear flip-flops all the time, and it rains so much in Florida. You slip on steps all the time. It is terrifying. We are just so reckless, and she obviously paid the price one time.
She did.
And has a little PTSD from it.
It sounds like she got very injured
Yes.
with whatever happened with her stairs accident. So she's like literally one step at a time.
Yes.
And her sister is like, girl, she's like crying on the way down.
Yep.
And Lauren's like, we got this. Like, we're going to get down these steps. You take as long as you need. I'm like, there are many, 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 many more steps to come in the Amazing Race. Like, this does concern me.
When she was like, I didn't think about steps being on the race.
People climb steps all the time.
I was like, did they get up and go to the kitchen during those scenes?
If like, there's one thing.
Every season.
Like, right under jumping from high places is climbing hundreds of steps.
Hundreds.
That's what they love to put the clue at the top of the high building.
They're
just to make you climb it.
Top. Yes. Yeah. I've never seen a season without lots of steps. And so the fact that they like completely like trained for like skydiving or whatever else.
Yeah.
And they were like, whoops, we forgot about steps in my fear. I was like, oh dear. Yeah. But you know, by this point you're like, I don't know that this team really has it in them, you know?
No, I love their personalities. They were just so warm-hearted and
so
seemed
lovely. And especially like getting down the steps together, right? Like being so supportive of each other.
Yeah.
And the one with the fear is like not stopping. Like she is going all the way down those steps as she's working like panicking.
Yeah. So a great little moment for them, but just not a good omen for success on the race. So Jonathan and Anna, like we said, are gone. The rest of the Flight 1 crew is now seeing Flight 2 crew show up to the ferry because there's that like 45-minute window where they're waiting. So everybody's except for Lauren and Jackie are now on this 9:45 ferry. They get across, get their clue, and Jonathan and Anna are still waiting for the return ferry. Their faces drop.
Well, but first, so Jonathan and Anna have to climb that bamboo tree, right? So that's what we do.
Oh, I forgot. That's what they do when they land from the ferry. Yes, thank you.
So they take the ferry over. They're going to climb that bamboo tree. Jonathan is going to be like, we've got all the time in the world. So Anna, this is a good one for you to take, which is probably a smart idea.
Yeah. Yeah.
So she's going to go up there. He's still shocked at like how much she struggles. And I was like, this is also not a good sign.
I know.
You thought she was just gonna fly up there? Like she seems like just a normal average person, right? Like she's not gonna fly up it. She's gonna...
Right, and it's raining. So I actually thought she had like good form. She was like squatting down and pushing with her legs and like doing what you need to do to climb it. It's raining. It's slick. Like it takes a second.
It takes
but like
strength and
nobody shows up the whole time they're there. Like they still have a commanding lead. So,
so they're going to finish, go back to the ferry. Then, you know, group 2 here, minus Jackie and Lauren, are going to do a mad race up this tree. Like, this was hilarious watching these people just, like, scramble because everyone's there. So, of course, you're, like, frantically flying up this thing.
Brett is auditioning for Spider-Man. He flew up that tower. Is he on your draft team?
Yes.
Oh. My Lord. I was like, and then Pops too. I mean, Brett, I think, didn't need to use his legs. Pops, I think, didn't kind of put it together in his head to use his legs. Pops was
use them.
Use them. His biceps were popping out of his shirt.
And he was like using his knees like he was actually climbing a tree. I was like, no, you're not actually climbing a tree.
Yeah. Pops finally sort of got the hang of it, but Brett just was like, all the way to the top of the tower.
Brett was like, blown away. He says, I do this for a living. And I was like, wait a minute, what does Brett do for a living? I was so confused by that. But then I was like, oh, I guess the like circusy, dancey stuff.
Yeah, right.
But he was like, good, we good? Boom, up. And everyone else is like, what? Just like going up at like a normal person would.
Yeah.
That was wild. And
I'm sure like Brett probably goes to the climbing wall at his gym as part of his like training for what he does for a living. So that was his happy place.
It was. And that was amazing to see. But yeah, so we're going to just see everybody. Han, Bernie, Lori are up first-ish, but Brett's going to pass them. Then Josiah, Carson, like everyone is going up again except for Jackie and Lauren.
They are not even to the ferry yet.
No. Now this takes us to the return ferry, which is when Jonathan and Anna lose all their hopes and dreams.
The face cracks. The narrative in their head is shattered. And they're like upset.
Yeah. Because they had won the whole season and now they have lost the whole season. That's how we went, I think.
13 teams now get on the ferry back.
Yes.
And Scott says to camera, wow, we are on the Amazing Race and there are 13 teams on this boat right now and one will be eliminated. And I'm like, Jackie and Lauren are not in your calculus here. Although I guess he's saying like they're definitely going to get eliminated.
He's saying we've already eliminated them. They're not even. That's how I heard it.
So just one more from this crew.
And then one from this group, right? That one and one right here, I believe is what Scott is saying.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunately accurate. Come to find out, because I did speak to the gorgeous Jackie and Lauren. By the way, that was one of my favorite conversations. They're so lovely. Aww. And they're fans of us, David.
Oh, I love that.
Yes. They said they were there for that second ferry and were not, like, the gate had already started to close.
You're kidding. They were that close?
Yeah, they watched all those teams.
Oh, that's heartbreaking.
Yeah, I wish we had gotten that in the edit.
Yes.
Because they, ran up and were like, can we get on? Can we get on?
Wow.
And they could not get on.
I mean, yeah. I mean, they get on a later ferry and then Lauren really struggles on the tower. Like she can't even get up to the first rung. Because it is high, to be fair. But
she's wet.
Yeah, and wet. So they're having a rough
again, she does it. Like, getting up
they
on
don't
those
give up.
Steps seems like a learning curve. But then she does it. She's slow and steady. And then dropping down and the screams and the crying.
She's laying flat on her back, just like sobbing on her way down from the top of the tower. And what I love, like you say, she doesn't give up. And how many times do we see people attempt something and fail, and then they're embarrassed and they get angry and they're like, I'm never going to get this. Yep. Lauren said, every time I do it, I learn something new.
That's right.
And I'm going to get there. I'm like, I love that attitude.
That is so them. Like, they are just so positive and inspiring. And I loved every second that we had with them. I wish we could have had more. But that whole moment. And then she's like, screaming and they're just like cheering.
I loved it. I loved it. Yeah. So then we get the teams are back from the ferry and it's about catching a cab, and Courtney and Jasmine specifically are gonna really struggle to get a cab because they're now going to the fork in the road.
Yes. So we have to go to the fork in the road sign, buy taxi. Everyone seems to jump in a cab and head out. And those two ladies keep asking, can you take us there? Doesn't seem like anyone else asks.
I'm like, just get in the cab and tell them where you're going. But they give cab drivers an opportunity to say no. So they get a lot of no's.
Ultimately, we're going to learn that they're not showing them the phonetic.
Yeah.
They're showing them the American written, and that is not going to work. There is a reason that they give you the phonetic thing.
Right.
So they are going to have to figure that out a little late.
Yeah.
And they're just standing there with no taxi for a long time, it seems like.
Yeah. But they're still ahead of Jackie and Lauren.
Now we get our fork in the road.
Fork in the road, dance or sing. And I got to say, Sarah, I think we would have picked sing, which would have been a mistake.
What? No. I was like, easy dance.
Oh, thank God. Because as I'm watching this, I'm like, I sang. I thought you were a singer too. Anyway.
I mean, we are singers, but in a foreign language, we have never seen this go well.
No. Exactly. Never. That's the thing, is learning the language of it all. And then by the way, it's not just about singing, it's also about the choreography. So you're actually doing double duty on the sing challenge here because there is dancing involved. The dance is much easier, and the way the episode ends makes that clear.
Yeah. I mean, we're going to find out that singing judge is the hardest judge.
Just a silent.
She's like, no, your hand went this way.
Yeah.
Head went. What? No. Oh my gosh. No, I am so traumatized by the French rap from whatever season that was. I will never do a sing challenge in
Yeah,
another language. Like that just is so traumatizing to me. So I feel like we could have done either, but dance was definitely the choice.
dance. And everybody seems to feel the same as you just expressed, because we've got like 5 teams on dance before people are sort of begrudgingly like, well, I guess we'll do sing just because there's only 2 teams on this side. But people are like, I don't want to do that. Like, I'd
Right.
rather go to dance.
The okay, let's see. Brooklyn Brothers are gonna get there first, and they're
Nick
like
and Mike.
dance
Yep.
all the way. The
Yep.
gamers then are gonna also say dance. Apparently, Carson was on Broadway. Wow, amazing.
He said he was in a play. And
But he's
I'm
sat on Broadway.
I know, but I'm like
Oh.
familiar with The Inheritance, and I don't
Oh,
think
yeah.
it's a dancey play. It's like, yeah, but
Yeah, not every
whatever.
play has dance in it. He's like, I'm a dancer. I was in that straight drama. Okay.
Right. I think you did some blocking in
Yeah,
your Broadway play. I don't know about dancing, but maybe.
That's funny. I'm not familiar with that show, so that is funny.
Yeah.
Then we have our married young couple that are anestheticists.
Alyssa and Josiah. Yes.
We're gonna have to call them
nurse
Alyssa and
anesthetists.
Josiah. Like I don't have
Yeah.
a good
Anesthetist.
the orange team.
Yeah.
Whatever. They're going
Yep.
to be the first to choose sing.
Mm-hmm. Turns out
And
they
I
love a
think
karaoke bar, so they're like,
They
let's
love
go
a
sing.
karaoke bar, exactly. And we are going to get to a point where it's like, oh, there's so many people at dance, we might as well
Yeah.
go to sing.
Right.
But I would have still chose dance. I don't care if we were the 6th team to arrive. I'd be like,
Yeah.
we're dancing. It's happening.
Well, I think Courtney and Jasmine, they're like the last team that gets to sort of enroll on the dance card, if you will. And Sing still has, I think, 3 slots or something
Yeah.
like that. But they like look at it and they're like, oh, Nick and Mike and Mark and Larry,
Yeah.
2 like beefy dude teams. Like, I think we can make us some time and beat
Yeah,
them
that
in
was
the dance challenge.
interesting, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I was like, I would think the Brooklyn Brothers could dance.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe that's me just, I don't know. I just feel like they're athletic dudes, like, who could
Yeah.
probably move their body.
I mean, their instincts end up being right, though. They almost overtake both of those teams.
They were
Yeah.
absolutely right. They called
Yeah.
that completely.
Mhm.
So that was the right choice for them. Like, even though they were low down there, they were like, we're going to pass some teams. We're okay.
Yeah.
Okay, let's start with dance because they are going to finish because that judge was in his
Yes.
heart.
No. And I love like Nick and Mike, our Brooklyn brothers, as they are getting sort of bad checks on the dance. They're like, so what was it? Like, what part of it were we not? They're looking for specific feedback, and they get more practice.
Yeah.
That's
Gotta
all they
work
get.
together. Yeah, teamwork. Yeah, I'm like, this is the Amazing Race. They sometimes don't tell you what you did wrong at all. Like
Yeah.
the fact that you're like getting
It's just
any-
try again. Yeah.
Yeah. But they are going to obviously struggle. Did you
Yep.
hear Phil say lion dance multiple times?
I heard him say it at least once.
I thought he said line dance.
Oh.
I was like, this is not a line dance. It was upon my second preview of this episode where I was
Okay.
like, he's saying lion dance.
Lion, like
I
the
was
animal.
like, why does he keep calling it a lion dance? I didn't know what a lion dance is.
Our gamers, I guess that Broadway training paid off
Broadway
because
training.
they get through it first. And
Yep.
now it's time to go to the pit stop once they get through the fork in the road.
Yes, this is it. This is the fork in the road. It's basically a detour.
Yeah.
That
I
we
know. I'm
just
like, I guess the
divided.
only thing that's different is that 2 teams are getting eliminated. And that's why it's a fork. But it is a detour, if you will.
A detour.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, since it's new season, we have to preface.
We
We
have to
know
say-
it's a detour.
We say
we
detour.
like to say detour. Okay, that's just what we do. We're not idiots. It's a joke. It's a joke. New season, new audience. Okay.
Yes. Right.
Yeah, so I wish there was like one more thing, even if it was like a go here, run up some steps, and get
I
another
agree.
clue. Just
Yeah.
one more little thing
Yeah.
instead of just detour and go.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, gamers are gonna fly through the dance. Guess what? Brett and Mark.
Oh, they are like boom, 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 boom. Like they
Yeah.
are both. They are
They were
definitely
like,
both like
do you hear that
professional
beat?
dancers.
You're
Yeah.
gonna go on the beat. Do you hear that? And then we're just gonna bop, 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 ba bop, bop, and they're
Right.
like, "Yep, got it."
Boom, threw it in second place.
And they were like full out. They were like,
yeah. It was like cheerleader vibes.
Yeah,
Yes.
it was great. Love you, Brett and Mark. Love y'all.
Yeah. Bernie and Kerrigan are third out of the dance situation. They don't get a lot of camera time, but they do fairly well this episode.
Yeah, we don't see anything from them at all.
Yeah.
Even when it was like a Brooklyn Brothers. I'm gonna call them Brooklyn Brothers. What are their
Yeah.
names? Mike and
Nick and Mike.
Nick.
Yep.
They're struggling, and we see Bernie and Kerrigan like in a side shot, and I'm like, oh, they're there dancing. Like we don't even
Yeah.
get anything from there. I just see that they're dancing while the dudes are struggling.
Yep.
So they're fine, whatever. And again, the nurses are gonna come here. Mark and Larry are gonna come here. They're very much in the mix,
Mm-hmm.
even though it seems like dancing isn't their like number one skill set. They're hanging, they're doing fine.
Yeah.
But the Brooklyn Brothers, because they struggle, teams are going to pass them, and
Teams
they get
are-
out. Like
and I think-
fifth.
Fifth. And Ernest and Bridget, the father-daughter, they're fourth out.
Mm.
But I think they focused on Nick and Mike because I think they were to the fork in the road sign first. And then they're like through dance fifth. So they are the ones who sort of fall behind. And this is not, they also, I think, had a narrative of how they were going to perform on the race. We get this package about their 7 auditions in their little podcast studio, and they tried over and over and over again.
Yes.
I'm actually
That
kind of
is
surprised
cute.
that it took a team like them that many tries to get on the
Right?
Amazing Race. I'm like,
David,
you're
what-
handsome men, you're fit, you're
So
brothers.
Brothers.
Like, this is
what were they? What
What's
were they
the holdup?
missing?
Yeah.
This is prime Amazing Race casting right here.
Yeah.
I'm shook. It took
Yeah.
them so long. I will say, who were the brothers, or were they even brothers, that like military friends that were just on? Was this like 2 seasons ago that almost won? They were like second place.
black guys.
No.
No.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry. We forget names immediately. I'm
I
so
know.
sorry. They were
I'm
like
sorry.
such a strong team.
Yeah.
And they almost won whatever season it was. But they
Oh, yes. They were
clearly-
like Air Force guys,
Yeah.
right? Yes.
and they were great. They were lovely casting, but it's like this is the same archetype. Like
Yes.
So I can see that those friends got cast before these guys. Like it's going to be one or the other. You can't put them both
Yeah.
on the
100%.
same season. But
Right.
anyway, they're here now. We're very happy they're here now.
Very happy. So they're
Juan and
out
Shane.
fifth.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you.
Yes, Juan and Shane. Then Courtney and Jasmine get out sixth. They pass Mark and Larry, but Mark and Larry get out seventh. And those three, at least according to the edit, and I'm sure this is true based on how they arrive on the mat, they're all looking for cabs at the same
Yes.
time, shouting for cabs.
Okay, let's pause there because we got to talk about sing, and then we'll come back and we'll do
Yep.
pit stops.
Great.
Okay, cool. Singing.
This is a comedy because the way they look in, I'm sure when it's a traditional Cantonese opera, all the makeup is on point and the costumes fit perfectly. And of course they don't for the Amazing Race contestants. And the makeup is like rushed and it's just
But
very
it's still
funny.
pretty, like amazing like that was intensive makeup. Like that's
Be-
not just.
And the costumes are
like-
beautiful, obviously. Like
Yeah.
very colorful and
So this is like intense, just sitting in that chair and getting all that makeup done.
yeah.
Right there, you're falling behind the dancers, right?
Yeah. And they're just learning how to say the sounds and
Phonetics.
do it on a note. And it's not the easiest melody. It's taking them a long time to just learn it.
Yeah,
So-
exactly.
Yeah.
So the younger married orange team nurses, what are we calling them?
Alyssa and
Alyssa.
Josiah. What are we calling them? Their names.
Their names. Got
Yeah.
it. Their names. They're gonna arrive first. They were the first to choose this. They do get there first. They're gonna get into their makeup, and they are gonna be able to get out. But I wrote down that they had to do it 4 times.
Yeah.
Like, this is just taking everyone time.
Because that judge, she expected perfection. She was like, you will not disrespect this art form.
No, and they shouldn't. I was like, do we really want to do this challenge?
Yeah.
I was like, are we offending anyone? I don't know.
Yeah, I know. And while this is happening, I think we see Alyssa and Josiah get through Sing. Mm-hmm. And then we see Lauren and Jackie get to the fork in the road sign, and they select Sing.
So, well, they are. That's the spot left.
Yeah.
And they say, we get to sing.
We love singing.
Which is exactly the attitude. Thank you very much. They get to sing. They're excited about that. So while they are traveling to sing, we have all other 6 teams there. There is a point when they are all learning together.
Yes.
Minus the sisters. Everyone else.
Minus the sisters. Everyone is there. Yeah. Alyssa, Josiah first. We see Jonathan and Anna get through second.
And they only have to do it 3 times.
But he's quite frustrated at having to do it 3 times.
His behavior made me think they had done it like 7 times.
8 times, yeah.
And I was like, rewind. Wait, it says 3 times.
3, right.
Just the 3.
He needs to get back into first place.
Yeah.
Let's see. Then Jeff and Pops actually do it quickly. They get through third.
Do it 2 times.
Yeah.
Jeff figures out no bouncing.
Oh.
He says, don't do it like we would do it. So I guess, we do a little bounce in our dance.
Uh-huh.
He said, no bouncing, stiff.
No bouncing.
And that's the key. They're out in 2.
Yep. Han and Holden are 4th. Scott and Lori, just the way they looked in those costumes was so funny to me. They are 5th. Erica and Melinda.
Scott's like, ahead. Lori, you got to be dainty.
And she's like,
dainty.
Me?
I was like, if you tell me to be dainty more than once, I'm gonna show you dainty. She had much better patience than me.
Yeah. Erica and Melinda struggled. The mom and daughter team.
Yeah.
But they do get through 6th. I mean, they are, I think, lucky to have Jackie and Lauren behind them. And we sort of see the 6 get through, and then they show us Jackie and Lauren arriving.
Yeah.
So they're on their own to do this. Yeah,
there's no crossover here. They do not see another team at this point. But when you say Melinda and Erica struggle, let me tell you where they really struggle is after they left. What happened?
Oh, yeah, they kept going down wrong streets.
They don't grab a cab. Everyone else grabs a cab, and they ask for directions and start walking. They do end up there without a cab, but it is longer and more stressful. They do not know their route.
Well, and then she's like talking to the guy, right? And he's like, oh, see that tall building?
Yeah.
Go that direction. And then they're like walking down the street, and she's like, I don't see the building. And the camera's like, oop, tall building.
But that's like being like, you see that tall building a couple miles over there? It's just right over there. No, get in a cab. Like, what?
I know. I don't know why they didn't do that.
Thank goodness Jackie and Lauren are a whole day behind because this might have taken them out.
I agree. Yeah. So.
All right. So we go to the
Should we do pit stop?
What's a pit mat?
Pit mat. Let's go to the pit mat.
See, we're back in new season. Okay. Gotta remember the lingo. Detour.
Yes.
Pit stop. Okay, got it.
And the pit stops are almost entirely separate. We see the dance pit stop wrap up with only one sing team having arrived.
Yes. That is Carson and Jack.
Number one. They didn't get a prize, it seemed. They just are first place.
They got $3,000.
They got $3,000 for finishing first place. Mm-hmm.
I didn't say each.
Oh.
So I think they just got $3,000.
Okay.
But anyway.
Times are tough. Brett and Mark are in second place.
Brett and Mark, second place. Let's go. Ernest and Bridget Wow.
They,
Where have you been all season or all episode? But here we
I
are.
know they like bopped just above Bernie and Kerrigan because they actually got out of the dance fourth, but they got
Oh,
to
okay.
the mat third, and then
Okay.
Bernie and Kerrigan are fourth, and then it is a foot race, 5,
Foot
6, 7
race.
with those 3 teams.
Oh, this is heartbreaking for a couple reasons. I mean, a foot race to be the last to the mat is always hard when you're like
Yeah.
right there. I see the other teams
Yeah.
eliminating me.
Yeah.
But it technically, they are middle of the pack.
Oh yeah.
We've got multiple teams.
Because I think Josiah and Alyssa arrived right before. I think there were like 4
Yeah.
teams. Then Josiah and Alyssa arrived for the sing. And then these other 3 teams arrived. Like,
Right.
if this were a regular Detour, they'd be middle of the pack. Totally
Yeah.
fine.
8th place.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is, I mean, I love a good twist. It's part of the show. That's why we
Yeah.
have 14 teams, because they're going to
Yep.
eliminate an extra team.
Yep.
But it is a little hard to watch a middle of the pack team get eliminated right now.
It is. It really is.
But yes, so Nick and Mike obviously have the advantage here on a foot race. They
Yeah.
are going to get 5th place.
Mhm.
And Courtney and Jasmine have a slight leg up on Mark and Larry.
But they're all there on the mat together. I cried at Mark and Larry's elimination. I don't know which one it was. Was it Larry who was like
Yes,
getting
Larry.
emotional?
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh my God, like I love that friendship between 2 older men. Like,
Yeah.
I loved it.
Loved them. They were so cute. They sound like home to me, so I just love hearing their accents.
Yeah.
And Larry is Mark is the super fan who's been watching with his wife for years, and he's been applying and wanting. He also applied for what's Phil's other show?
Oh, tough as nails.
Like he's been trying to get, like he's like, this is my retirement. Like he just wants to be on these shows.
Oh my
And
God.
these two, Mark and Larry, were alternates last season.
Wow.
Like almost going, ready to go, do not get on the season, and then they get called back for this season, and they go through
Yeah.
all of this again, and they
Yeah.
finally get on, and they're eliminated the first time.
And it's such a bummer because, like,
Such a
let's
bummer.
be real. Like, older players, people expect to go first or early. And it's such a bummer that, like, this was the format this season, and they get eliminated when they were 8th to the mat, eighth
Yeah.
to the pit stop. They could have
Eight.
lasted like 5 more episodes.
100%. And in their interview with me, they did say like dancing is like bottom of like what they can do, right?
Right.
And so they know that dancing will come up, but it's usually later in the season, which is accurate.
Yeah.
And so they, couldn't believe that they had to do this first off, but still, they come in 8th place technically, and
Yeah.
to lose our oldest guys, that is a shame.
It's a bummer. Yeah.
I hate to see that.
So they are eliminated, and then let's do the sing pit stop.
Yes. So, like you mentioned, Josiah and Alyssa do show up first. They also win $3,000.
Okay. Combined. Jonathan and Anna show up, just mad as can be to get second place. Mad.
I just
And
wanna be
Anna's like, haha, Phil, he wanted first. Like, she's trying to lighten the mood a little bit, and Jonathan is like sour grapes.
yeah, sour grapes. I just want to let Jonathan know this is leg one. Like we have a whole race.
I mean, I love a competitive spirit like that,
100%. Yes.
but you gotta cheer for a second place finish. Like,
you got to cheer making it to episode 2,
yeah,
sir. The one you want to win is the last episode. That's the one. Be sour grapes if you do not get first place that episode.
Yeah, right.
But like until then, you just want to like be in the race.
Yeah,
But I think you don't know. You just got here. You don't know how this works.
right.
You
But
gotta
like
hit those highs and lows.
that is probably going to end up being a problem if they don't figure out how to like adjust that.
I do believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, chat. I believe this is the couple that Phil was like, it starts one way and it ends a different way. Or they're not
God.
the same later. He said something like they're going to go through it and they're not the same later. I think it's this couple, and they start in their package like we've
So
been
they were
married and then we
separated.
separated.
Yeah.
And now we're back together, and I'm like, this
Oh my
isn't.
God.
This is like a test.
No. Oh
We
my
got
God.
back together, and now you're going to go through this really difficult
Please
race.
do not let The Amazing Race tear their marriage apart. Oh, that would
We
be
don't want to
awful.
see it. We don't want to see it.
That would be awful.
Stay together.
Oh,
it's
God.
not worth it. But yeah, I hope he can enjoy the journey, because that's what this is. Like,
Yeah.
it is a marathon.
Yeah. Well, and then we get Scott and Lori third, Jeff and Pops fourth, Han and Holden fifth. They're all on the mat together, having a party. Couldn't be happier to be 3 through 5.
Right? And like, so Scott and Lori, we have to point out, did pass some teams here in the travel. We didn't see it.
Yeah.
But they left way later. They come in third place at this point. So they might be really good at navigating. That's important.
Yeah. And then it's down to, well, it's not really down to anything. I mean, Melinda and Erica, like you said, arrived by foot to the mat.
They're just randomly, Mom says, take a left, and that turns out right. And they just randomly are there. 100% relieved that they're not eliminated, because they've been wandering the streets of Hong Kong.
Yeah. They were like, you could tell they felt like, did we absolutely mess this up and Jackie and Lauren somehow passed us? Like, we've been wandering the streets of Hong Kong for God knows how long.
Yeah, apparently forever.
Yeah.
Luckily, Jackie and Lauren are still singing over there for them. Melinda, Erica, relieved they've made it. And poor sweet Jackie and Lauren.
Yeah. Poor sweet Jackie and Lauren.
Here they finally show up. They do get to do the singing, and they have to do it a few times.
They look
go
nice.
through the whole thing.
Yeah.
It wasn't like pitch black outside. It wasn't like...
It was not nighttime when they arrived to Phil. It was, so they, maybe we're half hour behind. Who knows? But like...
Right.
Yeah.
And they did say to me, like, they never gave up because they just were hoping, they know on Amazing Race.
Attitude. You never know.
They said someone could have gotten lost. They had no idea what was happening with the other teams.
Yep.
So they played like they were still in it the whole time.
Yep. Good for them.
And that's what you do. Unfortunately, they are not still in it.
They are not still in it. And I guess that means I get Scott and Lori on my draft team now.
Nope, it does not. Pretty sure.
Now, how does this work then, point-wise? Are you giving points for 2 separate top 3s?
I did. A lot of people got points. But once I saw how Phil was setting this up, and that team won $3,000 as well as the other team, I was like, well, we have to do that for our points. So we have 2 sets of top 5, and that's how we get points for the Amazing Race.
Okay.
So, David, you are the one to lose a team because unfortunately Mark and Larry did not get drafted.
Yeah.
But Ricky and Cesar, not surprised, are both in the lead with 9 points.
Not surprised.
I am next with 6 points.
Okay.
And David has 3 points.
3 points.
And he lost Jackie and Lauren.
Oh.
Yeah, we did one time give you, because you lost the first team, you got to take someone not drafted. But like, does that really feel like that's what we should do?
You literally said it in the draft video.
I did not. I said, let's think about it.
I think we all agreed in that moment. Like, yeah, we like that. Let's do that.
I don't remember agreeing to this.
Wait, who did I get points from then, if not Scott and Lori? I don't have any of those other people, do I?
You have Nick and Mike. They got 1 point.
Oh, the top 5 get points?
Oh, yeah. Top 5 gets points.
Oh, I was thinking top 3. Okay.
No, top 5
and Bernie
gets
and
points.
Kerrigan. Okay.
And Bernie and Kerrigan got 2 points. So, yeah, you got points.
You need to do some soul searching, and you need to go back to that draft video, and you need to look at us all agreeing that that's how it was going to work.
I will go back because I distinctly remember, do not agree to this. Let's not agree to this yet. But you guys in the chat, let's put it to the audience.
Okay, yeah, you guys decide.
That means Scott and Lori. They're the ones left over. Does David get to replace Jackie and Lauren with Scott and Lori?
Please, you guys.
Y'all let me know. Give me your votes. You can say it live here in the chat and comment later, and we'll decide.
That's fun. Tally it up.
Fun?
From the live chat and the comments. Okay, my fate is in your hands.
I don't like this.
Thank you. Thank you.
Why are y'all all siding with David? How many drafts has he won? How many drafts?
I think just because of that Survivor blowout last season, you're misremembering how many drafts I've actually won. Generally, it's the person from the show that we draft with that wins.
And they're already in the lead. Yeah, they're gonna beat both of us. But I'm competing with you, David.
Oh, I see. Okay.
It's a given the other person's gonna win. Although didn't you beat last? Oh well, that's last season of Survivor. That was Claire. You beat Claire.
I beat Claire. Yeah. Survivor's a little more. I feel like they're a little more tight-lipped on that show.
Thank you, Ken. Ken's my new favorite person.
Ken.
I think we are outnumbered.
Ken?
But thank you so much.
I will offline with you, Ken.
Just give me that one vote, man. Oh God. All right. Oh, Nick says we're safe. I don't know. I feel like Scott and Lori are going to be in it for a minute. I appreciate your thinking, Nick. I appreciate that.
I would agree with Nick. I don't think they're going to be top 5, but they could be top 6. Thank you, Artie.
No, I think Scott and Lori. I think I underestimated them. They seem like a good, strong team, actually.
Yeah.
I will say when they have 8 sons, which I'm like, oh my God.
I know.
Did they find out what causes that? Like, whoa. Like, that is my nightmare. 8 sons, I would be a pile of dust.
One son is your nightmare.
One son would be. One son might be like, okay, tolerable. Like maybe I can survive one son. You add 2, I'm dead. It's not working. Yeah. I can't do it. One son, I'm like, great. I'll put him in baseball. That'd be fun to go watch some sports. That's cute. 2, no, I died. They wrestled and I couldn't keep up with it.
Then 8.
But 8.
You could have a whole baseball team with 8 sons.
No, I couldn't. I would not survive it.
I would be dead.
When Scott was like, I've empowered her to make decisions, I was like,
she must have decided to get pregnant 8 times.
I was like, the day someone tells me they empower me to make a decision, no, that like hurt my chest. I was like,
Sarah's like, I've never felt disempowered.
I was like, I don't remember asking for permission. I mean, maybe Lori and I are built differently, obviously, because she had 8 sons. But I was like, no one's empowering me. I was born empowered. Especially if I'm shooting 8 of them out my hoo-ha. I'm so empowered. That empowered me to make all decisions.
You're like, I'm actually empowering you, Scott, because I am in a position of power. Look how strong I am.
I will empower you to bring home that paycheck because obviously we have some mouths to feed. Holy moly. Oh my God. No, I get it. We're different people. I get it.
Yes.
Empowered. If Douglas was like, I'm empowered, Sarah, could you imagine?
You'd be like,
I was like, Douglas, stop pretending. What? Anyway, okay. New season of Amazing Race. This is going to be fun.
Yes.
I hope to get to know the rest of the teams.
I know. We'll have their names by like maybe week 3.
Yeah. All right. Thank you to everyone who joined us in the chat bright and early on a Sunday morning.
Yes. And thank you to those in the chat who voted for me to get Scott and Lori. And if you're joining us later, leave a comment and I don't know, throw me some support to get Scott and Lori on my team.
Okay, but also tell us who you like.
I'm asking for your vote and tell us who you're liking so far. And first impressions of all of these teams. Share your thoughts. We want to hear it.
Yeah, and are you devastated that we lost our 2 older teams?
Yeah, I know. It's sad.
Boo. But looking forward to twists every week. So there's some twist every week. So I guess we just need to hold on tight.
Hold on tight.
They might eliminate some teams we like. I don't know.
Yes.
We'll see. All right, you guys. Our regular schedule should be Survivor recaps on Thursday nights, Amazing Race recaps the following Monday nights. Tomorrow, we have our Traders finale recap. But that wraps up Traders, and then Amazing Race will take that spot. So please stay subscribed, and we're going to have fun all season long.
Yes, we will see you guys next time.
Okay, bye.
Bye.